Friends, the market is heating up again. Yesterday, panic. Today, green candles. That's no coincidence. While you were trembling in fear, the smart money was buying. This is all part of the big play by the whales, to snatch your coins and stack their bags before the insane pump. Today, we're uncovering the real truth about liquidity, exposing how the whales manipulate the market and proving why now is your moment. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and let's dive into this big game. Friends, before we dive into the market overview and then into promising coins, please note that this video is not financial advice. This video only reflects my personal impression and market assessment. So always do your own research and invest wisely. You must be honest with yourself and stop falling for the same tricks that the whales, I'm talking about big money, venture funds, project founders, and the whole cabal, use to take money out of your hands and put it into theirs. These are tricks that have been used for centuries to take money from the less successful and continue accumulating wealth in the hands of the very rich. Remember how shaky the market was lately? We saw tons of negative news pouring in from all directions. First, talk about new tariffs and issues with China. Even though yesterday, June 9, 2025, the first official trade negotiations between the US and China took place in London, which already brought optimism to global markets. Just a few days ago, Trump announced tariff reductions from 145% to 30% for only 90 days. And China threatened decisive measures in response to the discriminatory steps by the US. That created massive uncertainty, and many started to panic and sell their assets. That was the first bell ringing. And then came another blow to the market, the scandal between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Public quarrels, mutual accusations, even hints about the Epstein files. You saw Tesla shares drop more than 14% in a day after this news. That created a wave of panic not just in traditional markets, but also among crypto holders. What we've just experienced is a classic liquidity grab. Market makers used all that negative news flow, tariffs, China, Trump-Musk conflict, to artificially push the price down and absorb liquidity in certain zones. When you see red candles, when panic starts, what do? You sell. And who buys? That's right, smart money, which knows exactly what's happening. By the way, before we move on, I urge you to subscribe to my Telegram channel. The link is in the description of this video. There, I talk more about such smart money moves so you can foresee where the market is heading. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss such insights again. After all that shaking, after all that negative news, Bitcoin starts recovering. Over the last few days, we've seen the leading cryptocurrency gain plus 7% from the recent bottom. Over the weekend, Bitcoin held at around $105,000, and yesterday it was $108,000. That's not a coincidence. And you know what? I told you this on our channel. I was literally shouting that this is all manipulation. I warned you that these events are not the end, just a way for the whales to shake out weak hands. While regular people were panic selling at a loss, those with a clear plan, the so-called smart money, they were buying. They used this fear, this market turmoil, to take your coins and fill their wallets, preparing for the next explosive run. Remember, it's the wealthy and the market makers who benefit most from such periods of uncertainty and panic in the market, because they act with a cold mind and a clear understanding of the mechanics. They create fear so you dump your assets and they can scoop them up at juicy prices. And you know what's the most interesting part? Right now, there are billions of dollars in short positions built up above the current prices. You might think that's a bearish sign, but trust me, for market makers, that's pure fuel for rockets. When they decide to push the price up, they'll absorb all those sell orders, turn them into buys, and that will launch the market into a crazy pump. This always happens. After periods of fear and sideways movement come the most explosive moves. So if you're feeling fear right now, that's a very good sign. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you really want to witness the beginning of the real alt season. Don't believe me? Good, because I'm not just here to talk, I'm here to show. And our proof. It's not just words, it's real on-chain data, posts, and news that reveal the true picture. Remember that moment when Bitcoin's price dropped to $100,757? Look at the chart. The price dipped just below that previous low. Why? Because right there, friends, is where millions of retail traders placed their stop losses. Every trading legend who decided to go long put their stop just below that level, thinking the support will hold. But every market maker, and even the market maker's dog, knows that's the area with the highest liquidity. They pushed the price right there, knocked out your stop losses, and then absorbed that liquidity by placing huge buy orders at that level. This is pure manipulation, confirmed by every candle. And it's not just Bitcoin. On-chain data shows that large holders are buying the dip. That's a classic bullish signal. For example, we see that institutions like BlackRock continue to heavily buy Ethereum ETFs, and total Ethereum ETF inflows have reached $3.33 billion. BlackRock alone added $600 million during this period. This is happening right now. In addition, over the past few days, despite all the nervousness, more than $1 billion was liquidated on Thursday and Friday. That only confirms that market makers are absorbing liquidity to push prices higher. Look at the market now. Bitcoin bounced off the bottom. Ethereum grew nearly 85% in May after the Pectra upgrade. DeFi and RWA sectors are showing growth. And all of this is happening as whales, like 21 Capital and SharpLink, are increasing their corporate holdings of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Friends, these facts cannot be denied. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is pure market reality that we're showing you. And that means right now is the perfect moment to act smart. So today, I'll drop a new list of some pretty solid coins for you. Friends, get ready! We're diving into a true gem that could surprise absolutely everyone: Internet Computer Protocol. Many people still don't understand its scale, but this is not just another blockchain. It's an attempt to create a decentralized world computer capable of hosting software, services, and even entire social networks directly on the blockchain without traditional cloud servers. This is a full transition from Web 2 to Web 3. And now, attention, why ICP is a monster ready to skyrocket, especially in the AI space. First, the current news and partnerships. They're powerful: the World Computer Summit 2025 and the self-writing internet. On June 3, 2025, Dfinity held this summit, where they presented the concept of a self-writing internet. Imagine, you give instructions to AI through chat, and it builds an app. This is a revolution in software development, democratizing app creation, and opening ICP up to millions of non-technical users. It's a direct path to decentralized AI. It's also important to highlight that Dfinity introduced Orbit, a new tool for optimizing DAO and fund management, which was demonstrated at the conference. It uses ICP's unique threshold cryptography for ultra-secure treasury control and plans to support Ethereum and ERC20 tokens. This isn't just a tool, it's a critically important interoperable hub for the entire DeFi and DAO ecosystem, attracting billions in liquidity. Overall, what makes ICP unique is that it can run AI models directly as smart contracts, making them protected from unauthorized access and completely transparent. This is important, friends, in an era when everyone is afraid of AI manipulation. And the chain fusion technology allows these AI apps to securely interact with Bitcoin and Ethereum without bridges. It's the foundation for a world computer where AI works securely and with any assets. Right now, it looks extremely undervalued, so it's definitely an asset worth adding to your portfolio if you haven't already. And what do you think about this coin? Are you holding it? While you're writing, let's move on. Now let's talk about Ondo, the true bridge between traditional finance and crypto. These guys aren't just talking about tokenizing real-world assets, they're already doing it. And the latest news is screaming about their insane potential. First off, strategic partnerships with TradFi giants. This is a sign, a historic collaboration with JP Morgan and Chainlink. Just imagine, friends, In May 2025, Ondo reached a monumental milestone. They partnered with Kenex's JP Morgan and Chainlink to execute tokenized treasury operations across different blockchains. This was the first time JP Morgan used public blockchains for such transactions. This isn't just a partnership, it's loud proof that TradFi is actively integrating with blockchain and Ondo is a key player in it. On top of that, partnerships with BlackRock, BNY Mellon, Citi, and State Street. Ondo isn't just doing tokenization, they're building complete infrastructure. They already have foundational partnerships with heavyweights like BlackRock for asset management and giants like BNY Mellon, Citi, and State Street for custodial and operational roles. This is a clear signal. Billions of institutional capital are ready to flow into RWA, and Ondo is the main gateway. Second, massive expansion and billions under management. That's trust. On April 19, 2025, they launched their yield-bearing stablecoin USDY on Stellar. And on May 2, 2025, they connected it to Solana via Layer 0. This is a massive boost in accessibility and liquidity for their products. In May 2025, Ondo hit an insane milestone, $1 billion in assets under management, and they're not stopping. To mitigate the potential impact of a Fed rate cut, Ondo is diversifying its global markets, planning to tokenize stocks like Amazon and Google. This is a clear signal of the market's growing trust and Ondo's ambition to become a full-stack TradFi on blockchain platform. Why is Ondo the next bull run explosion? Institutional magnet. Ondo is building the bridge through which billions from TradFi will flow into crypto. JP Morgan, BlackRock, this isn't a joke, friends. The RWA narrative, mega bullish. It's projected that the RWA sector will reach $10 to $16 trillion by 2030. Ondo, as a leader, will get a lion's share of that pie, expansion and accessibility. The more blockchains and custodians support Ondo's products, the more investors can get involved. Friends, Ondo isn't just a token. It's the foundation for the tokenized financial system of the future. Don't miss this mega gem. We're moving on to the next giant, built for speed and trading, Sei Network. This is a Layer 1 blockchain optimized for high-speed digital asset trading, especially for decentralized exchanges and high-frequency trading. It completes transactions in under a second, around 400 milliseconds. That's lightning fast, friends. And you know what's most interesting? Sei is making a bold move that could catapult it into the top. In May 2025, Sei Labs introduced a proposal for a radical shift. Sei is fully dropping Cosmos support and becoming exclusively EVM-focused. Why? Because over 80% of transactions on Sei since August have already been from EVM addresses. This bold decision simplifies the architecture and allows Sei to become the fastest EVM chain on the market, attracting the largest base of developers and users. Besides that, there are many interesting features. For example, Sei is showing insane growth. Its TVL peaked at $515 million in April 2025. That's a direct signal of growing trust in the platform and its specialized capabilities. The SEI token rose 6.6% in a single day, reaching 21 cents amid a surge in network activity. And something else important, a very strong specialist has joined the token's team. Jamie Finn, co-founder of Securitize, joined as a strategic advisor. I think this is a solid boost for the company and the team as a whole. Overall, Sei gives me the same vibe as Sui, that early-stage Sui vibe, when it was just beginning its rise to the moon. So, what do we have? The fastest EVM chain. This is a unique advantage that will attract thousands of developers and billions in liquidity from the EVM ecosystem. Focus on HFT and DEX. Sei is perfectly built for the future of decentralized trading that requires insane speed. Proactive ecosystem support. Despite challenges, the Sei Foundation shows resilience and a sharp focus on growth. Friends, Sei is not just a blockchain. It's a solution for high-speed trading aiming to become the leader among EVM-compatible networks. And finally, we move on to the last project, Sui, a cutting-edge layer 1 blockchain designed for instant and ultra-cheap transactions. This platform is a true rocket, optimized for high-performance decentralized apps in the DeFi, NFT, and gaming sectors with a play-to-earn model. Now attention, why Sui is a monster ready to explode. In May 2025, a major DEX on Sui suffered a massive security breach. $223 million was stolen. It was a real hit. But thanks to lightning-fast and coordinated action by CETUS, the SUI Foundation, and a collective of 114 network validators, approximately $162 million of the stolen assets were successfully frozen. This, friends, shows the incredible strength of Sui's protection mechanism and its ability to respond to crises. In addition, there's been a cascade of new filings for Sui spot ETFs. Nasdaq submitted an application to the SEC for a spot SUI ETF. Sui is becoming one of the first altcoins to have such a proposal for regulated institutional investment. That's a strong signal of growing interest from big players, which could bring massive institutional liquidity to Sui. And let's not forget to check the TVL. It's been on a steady uptrend for nearly a year. That's a clear indicator of Sui's health and activity. Why is Sui the next bull run explosion? Specialized in games and NFTs, Sui is built for massive gaming and high-performance NFTs. These are the very sectors that will drive the next wave of Web3 adoption. Institutional gateway. The ETF filing is a direct door for large, regulated capital to enter Sui. Exceptional resilience. The CETUS exploit showed that Sui has a strong community and protection mechanisms capable of quickly responding to crises. Sui isn't just a blockchain, it's the foundation for the future of gaming and DeFi. Don't miss this mega gem, and that's it for today. As always, these are just my thoughts on the market, not financial advice. Always do your own research before investing. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button, and stay tuned for more coin reviews. See you soon.